D23, aka Diz, and this is the Force always.
Okay, so welcome to the show. I'm still suffering a little bit of a winter sort of blues type thing, so you may hear me cough a couple of times. But anyway, let's get into the Star Wars news. It's less than 146 days, not less than, so it's about 146 days to go to the next installment for Star Wars, which is Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. 146-ish days to go, so hold on to your hats because it's coming soon. Anyway, let's get on to more news. San Diego Comic-Con was on in the last week. It didn't show a whole lot of stuff that was significant stuff for Star Wars, but it did reveal a number of things, like obviously the Sith Trooper, the Red Trooper, whatever you like to call it. Hasbro really lacked a little, and the publishing panel sort of had some ideas, especially for the rise of Kylo Ren. That's looking pretty good, but not a whole lot of news. As I was saying, that I would have liked to see a Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker trailer or teaser drop then. I think it's sort of suitable then, because next month, which is my next piece of news, D23 is on, which is the big Disney event, and that's on August 23 for a couple of days. I'm sure they're going to be pushing hard the Disney Plus, which is the new Disney streaming service, Disney Plus service, all the shows on that, things like that. So the Rise of Skywalker, if they do play it then, it may get lost in the system, and personally it may be better to push those other shows on Disney Plus rather than the Rise of Skywalker, but wishing that that could be the next possibility for the trailer, Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. Anyway, so but D23 is on next month. Excuse me. It is about a month away, yes, and excuse me, it is coming fast and furious, like lots of Star Wars stuff happening. Anyway, so two more news. Resistance, the cartoon show, it's an actual cartoon this time. Resistance will be coming to DVD in America August 20. What that means for Australia, I don't know. I've been trying to investigate, but it's a very small show. Rebels and Clone Wars was small enough, but this one is a really small show. Unsure when that's going to appear in Australia, but in America, August 20 will be the Resistance to DVD, maybe Blu-ray. Have to wait and see. Anyway, so that's the news for this time around. Let's get into the views. Views will be about Episode 9, the Sith Trooper. It's not the amount of views one gets in a channel or predictions, just my story ideas. I think personally, connecting the story idea to Sith Troopers being red, and similar to these, First Order Troopers, if you would call them. I think personally, there's got to be a whole lot of manipulation by the Emperor with Snoke if there was a connection. And I think it would be sort of, nice, but in an evil way, nice to sort of see that he would have stolen his troops and given his sort of signature look, which is red often. I think, they would be a mix between a royal guard, as we saw in Return of the Jedi and things like that, and an actual trooper, but hopefully this time with a bit more position, but I'm sure that they will die anyway. But yeah, I think the Sith Trooper really need to be connected to the Emperor. There's been ideas of Darth Maul coming back, and it was his troopers. I don't think that would suit. I do think Darth Maul may come back. As I said to you before, I did speak to Ray Park about being in Episode 9, and he said no, but I don't know. I think there could be more reasoning behind him coming back, and there's ways you can have him come back again. Can you believe? The whole idea of revenge, which is his sort of themed. excuse me, sort of idea to his character could be just so indented that he could come back again because of the revenge holding on to dear life, even after Obi-Wan. But anyway, let's get back into Sith Troopers. So I think they should be connected to the Emperor. I think the Emperor needs to sort of steal them from Snoke in some sort of manner to give that sort of real element of evil, added to that sort of feel. And that's my idea. So Sith Troopers should be really connected to the Emperor, and they should have been stolen or somehow evilly obtained by the Emperor. Anyway, that's my views for this time around. Let's get into reviews. Reviews is something unusual. It's a bit of a late Lion King review. We saw Lion King on the weekend, but I'm finding that this film is actually good. I gave it a 9.5 out of 10. The only area that I thought it lost was the animated sort of expressions on the animals could have been a bit better. I realized that it's an animal. I realize he's trying to make it look as real as possible to the actual animal itself, but still a bit more expression would have sort of created the scene to be a bit better. But I think besides that, the look of the film, the story, the music, everything like that was great. Now, I am not one to have seen the original cartoon, excuse me, and sort of fallen in love with that. Even if I did and saw this, one of the big arguments is that there's nothing different from the original. I think the difference is its visual presentation. From that sort of cartoon to this real life looking animation is the only and the big difference that is required. I think the uproar that I'm hearing from America and other places is just, it's unnecessary. But anyway, each to their own. I think that The Lion King is just an amazing film. It's probably going to suffer a little because of this backlash. The directorial, the script, the transitions, the look of everything was great. I'm not one to always say it needs to be a great special effects film to be a great film, but this one you did not think of, man, there's some great effects. You really did get lost in the actual storytelling, and that's great. That's what is required. Even my wife decided that it was a 9 out of 10 as well. But I think 9.5 out of 10 is probably one of the best films so far of this year. Every film at the top at the moment seems to have its own sort of individuality. So you really can't compare Endgame to Lion King. I'm wishing that The Rise of Skywalker is going to be up there, but you really can't compare that to even Lion King. Maybe to Endgame a little, but I don't know. But still, it's its own film. It's just a great. It's entertaining. It's informative. It's life learning. Everything. It's great. 9.5 out of 10 for me. The late Lion King review. And the reason why I'm even mentioning the whole Lion King thing is two things. One, it's a big blockbuster in the same sort of realm as Star Wars, but it was directed by Jon Favreau, which is in charge of The Mandalorian, which is a live action TV series coming to the Disney Plus network, which is yet to be launched later this year, which is a Star Wars series. First live action Star Wars series coming at the end of this year on Disney Plus, called The Mandalorian, really taken charge by Jon Favreau. Jon Favreau directed this particular film, The Lion King. Anyway, so that's the reviews for this time. Let's get into interviews. Excuse me. Now, as D23, which is a Disney big convention, is coming up next month, what will it bring? Well, there's nothing been official yet that has been going to be brought to us yet. we're all assuming that it's going to be a big Disney Plus push drive, and I think that's what that event needs to be, really. There hasn't been a whole lot out there of information and advertising besides what the hardcore like myself and yourself really strive to see, to know what the news is about. But what D23 is, nothing so far. The only official things that I can tell you is for Star Wars is The Mandalorian, which starts in November. John Favreau, who's helming this, as I've said before, is starting to write season 2 for this, so it goes for more than one season at least. There is another TV series coming to that network with Star Wars related. It's sort of connected to Rogue One. There's no official name yet, but that could be an interesting one, but there's no officiality to that. Wishingly we'll get some information about that at D23. But that's all I can tell you so far with D23. The next question, what should D23 bring? What should? Definitely the Mandalorian, definitely the Rogue One series, definitely a couple of animated series. Plus, the other thing is Clone Wars will be coming to Disney Plus. But I think that needs to be completely underway. Really, D23 should be all about Disney Plus. There should be no mention of The Rise of Skywalker, as I think it will get lost in the whole intensity of that streaming service, so that it will be presented and understood by lots of people who have not even heard of it. But what should happen is definitely just a pure push for Disney Plus TV series, not just Star Wars. And The Rise of Skywalker needs to be sort of after or before, something like that, the actual event, because it will just get lost on that particular weekend, D23. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the interview 2Q, 2 questions I asked myself for you guys out there. If you have any questions, just send them in. Instagram and Twitter's just down there. YouTube, even if you want to contact me by that. I'm here on a weekly basis. Subscribe to the channel, The Force Always, only on YouTube. Like and share the video. Repeat the video if you like. Anyway, until next time, wishing Lee a bit better, as I'm under the weather at the moment. Until next time, keep rocking.